A giant and very dangerous hoax. That's how Donald Trump described the Russia collusion probe after Special Counsel John Durham released his final report this week. Durham spent 4 years investigating the probe's origins. Now, as that investigation ends, the special prosecutor concludes that the FBI, quote, failed to uphold their mission of strict fidelity to the law when it launched the Trump-Russia collusion investigation. Well, joining us to weigh in on Durham's report and the Hunter Biden investigation is former Assistant Federal Prosecutor for Northern California, Attorney John O'Connor. Durham said the FBI based its Trump investigation on flimsy evidence provided or funded by his political opponents. So your thoughts about Durham's conclusions?
Well, Durham's conclusions to some degree are not surprising once one's read the Horowitz report earlier, at least the overall conclusion that this was a hoax. But what Durham's report does quite dramatically, and I followed this closely, and I was very much stunned by the confluence of events. Not only was the FBI opening a crossfire hurricane with absolutely no basis, and he goes into that, and it's stunning how little basis there is to open it. But what's more troubling is that was preceded by actionable, credible intelligence from Russian sources that John Brennan said that Hillary Clinton was cooking up the Russian collusion hoax against Donald Trump as part of her campaign as a way of explaining her problems with the downloaded material from the DNC servers. James Comey and John Brennan, did they investigate Hillary's plan for electoral interference, which is what it was? No, they did just the opposite. They formed according to Durham, a fusion team, which is all the big agencies get together and to the exclusion of the regular ground guys, the regular guys on the street that do this investigation. And what they did was, rather than investigate Hillary, they got together to investigate exactly what Hillary wanted them to investigate, which is Russian electoral interference, which she then points to Trump. They were active in getting into this and helping Hillary in a plan they knew to be disingenuous, they knew to be false, and furthermore, they knew that Hillary was using Russian operatives to carry out this plan. So we had our intelligence agencies participating in Russian collusion electoral interference in conjunction with the Clinton campaign to falsely accuse Donald Trump. Now, that's a lot different than just being a little bit partisan and neglecting your duty and not being careful and all that. This was sinister.
Durham only got one conviction, 2 acquittals. Will anyone be held accountable for this?
Well, here's the problem. These are clever people. They know how not to put their fingerprints on a criminal activity. They can act, negligent, or I thought this, or I thought that. So it can look like bad judgment. It can look like really nasty activity, but not provable beyond a reasonable doubt. So they're not going to be easily convicted criminally. You better do something really overt and clear. So we have to read this, and we hope that the media will justly portray this. I'm not confident that all the media will do that, Gary.
Well, we're trying.